everyone. We are live here in Setia Malaysia at the Setia City Convention Centre for the official draw of the Badminton Asia Team Championship 2022. Good afternoon. My name is Irfan Ali, and here, before we start the draw, I'm going to tell you a bit about the tournament happening this year. 8 teams will be competing for the title, which includes Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, Japan, South Korea, India, Hong Kong, and debutant Kazakhstan. Now, this will be the 4th edition of the Badminton Asia Team Championship since it was repurposed back in 2016. And Malaysia will play host again. They did so in 2018 and now in 2022. This tournament will serve as a qualifier for the upcoming Thomas and Uber Cup, which will be happening in Bangkok in May. So to say, 4 teams reaching the semi-finals will qualify via merit. And for the men's category, Indonesia is the team to beat, as they have won 3 editions back-to-back, and of course looking to seal the deal for a quadruple if they manage so without their stars, because we heard that players such as Anthony Ginting, Jonathan Christie, Kevin Sanjay and Marcus Gideon will not participate in this year's tournament. But every team must be aware of their up and coming young talents. Singapore, of course, will be led by world champion Loh Kian Yew. India will also be lining up youngsters with Laksha Sen and Malvika Banswat leading the team. And Malaysia will see a mix of experience and youth in their team, and we'll talk about that more later. And for the women's category, of course, Japan will look to defend their title, winning back-to-back in 2018 and 2020, and trying to do so again here in 2022. So the excitement will go on as we speak. Just checking in with Mr. Choi. Everything good? Okay, so we will know soon enough which team will be grouped together in this year's edition of the Badminton Asia Team Championship 2022.
Thank you very much, Irfan. Welcome to the draw ceremony for the Selangor Badminton Asia Team Championships 2022. My name is Chui Weng Sheng, Senior Events Manager of Badminton Asia, and my job here this afternoon is pretty simple. What that means, I will be conducting the draw for all the participating teams, where each will learn that they will be playing this week, the pathway in the quest to grab the most coveted badminton team events trophy in Asia, and the title of men's and women's team champion. And we are talking about 2 incredible pieces of hardware. You can look in front of you here, that the men's and women's team champion challenge trophy. Before we start the draw ceremony, on behalf of Badminton Asia, we would like to express our sincere appreciation to the Selangor State Government, Badminton Association of Malaysia, the Selangor State Sports Council, RSN Sports Sdn Bhd, and all other stakeholders, partners, sponsors who work tirelessly to have this Selangor Badminton Asia Team Championships here. Thank you, all of you. Without further ado, let's move on to the main agenda for us to be here today, the draw ceremony of the women's and men's teams event. We're going to start with the women's team event draw. I would like to have your attention to the screen across at the corner there. The women's team consists of 7 participants in ranking order. From the top, Japan, Korea, Indonesia, India, Malaysia, Hong Kong, China, and Kazakhstan. The ranking is based on the overall team strength from the BWF World Ranking dated 25th January 2022. From this, we will split them into 2 different groups, Group Y and Group Z. In Group Y, we have 3 slots, and in Group Z, we have 4 slots. Before we move on to the draw, I would like to explain the draw mechanism that we will use for the women's team draw. Top 2 ranked teams will be dealt as follows. Seeded 1 and 2, which is Japan and Korea, will be placed in the top of Group Y and Z respectively. Team ranked 3 and 4 will be drawn lot to the second position of Group Y and Z. The remaining teams, number 5, 6, and 7, will be drawn by lot into the remaining positions of Group Y and Z. Is there any question? I see not. So let's begin with draw for the women's team event. Firstly, I would like to invite Mr. Hendrawan, a coach from Malaysia, to have the first draw of the day. Mr. Hendrawan, will you please? Just a fun fact to you. Mr. Hendrawan is a 2001 world champion, men's singles world champion. He's here to make the draw for us. Okay, Mr. Hendrawan, can you please draw the group position first on the right-hand side? That's right, the purple ball. To see which group. We have Group Y. We have Group Y. And Mr. Hendrawan, please, for the team. Which team will go to Group Y? India goes to Group Y. And for confirmation, could you please open the remaining balls, just for transparency and confirmation? Group Z. And Indonesia. That's right. So India in the second position of Group Y and Indonesia in the second position of Group Z. Thank you very much, Mr. Hendrawan, for your assistance. We're going to move on to the second, please, the second part of the women's team draw. Just give us a second for us to clear up and move to the second part of the draw, women's team. And I would like to invite Mr. Teo Kok Siang, also another coach from Malaysia, to help us with the draw, the remaining draw for the women's team event. Please. Okay. First, the position, the group. Group Z. So Group Z, and see which team goes to Group Z. The team draw. That will be Hong Kong, China. On Group Z, continue with the group draw. Group Y. Group Y. Which team goes to Group Y? Malaysia, Group Y. So just to open the remaining balls to show confirmation and transparency. Group Z, and the team to go to Group Z will be Kazakhstan. Could you please open the remaining ball? That's right, Kazakhstan goes to Group Z. Thank you very much, Mr. Teo Kok Siang. Ladies and gentlemen, you have the women's team draw for the Selangor Badminton Asia Team Championships 2022. In Group Y, we have Japan, India, and Malaysia. Group Z, we have Korea, Indonesia, Hong Kong, China, and Kazakhstan. After this, we will move on to the men's team draw for the Selangor Badminton Asia Team Championship 2022. The men's team, we have 8 teams. In ranking order from the top, we have Indonesia, Japan, India, Malaysia, Korea, Hong Kong, China, Singapore, and Kazakhstan. The top 2 teams will be seeded 1 and 2 respectively. With 8 teams, we will group them into 2 different groups of 4, Group A and Group B. The draw mechanism will be the same, but I'll explain again. The team ranked number 1 and 2 will be placed on top of Group A and Group B respectively. Team ranked number 3 and 4 will be drawn by lot at the second position of Group A and B, and the remaining ranked teams 5, 6, 7, and 8 will be drawn by lot at the remaining position of Group A and B. Is there any question on the draw methodology? I see not. So let's proceed with the draw for men's team event. I would like to invite Mr. Azri from the Selangor State Sports Council to do the draw for the men's team event. Mr. Azri, could you please draw the group first between India and Malaysia? We have Group A. Group A. Which team will go to Group A, either India or Malaysia? Group A. We have India. India in Group A, and for confirmation, could you please open the remaining ball? That should be Group B. And that would be Malaysia. Okay. We will continue, and we have to trouble Mr. Azri to continue the draw for the second round. So we have the remaining 4 teams to be drawn between Group A and Group B, which is Korea, Hong Kong, China, Singapore, and Kazakhstan. Mr. Azri, will you please draw the group first? Group B. Group B. Which team will go to Group B? In the next draw here, Singapore. Singapore goes through Group B, and we continue with the draw lot. Group A. Group A. The remaining teams here is Korea, Hong Kong, China, and Kazakhstan. Which team will go to Group A? We have Korea, Group A. And the remaining 2 positions, that will be between Hong Kong, China, and Kazakhstan. Group A. Group A. We have Hong Kong, China in Group A, and we should have Kazakhstan, the remaining position in Group B for confirmation. Group B, and the remaining draw lot will be Kazakhstan. Thank you very much, Mr. Azri, for your assistance. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have the men's team draw for the Selangor Badminton Asia Team Championships 2022. In Group A, we have Indonesia, India, Korea, and Hong Kong, China. In Group B, we have Japan, Malaysia, Singapore, and Kazakhstan. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now concluded the draw ceremony of Selangor Badminton Asia Team Championships 2022. Thank you.
Test, okay. Okay, thank you very much. And that concludes the draw for the Badminton Asia Team Championship 2022. A very, very interesting group indeed for the men's group and the women's group. All very challenging, I would say. And here, just to check, are we ready to recap the group just for your viewing? Okay, let's regroup. Let's recap the group for the women's category. For Group Y, Japan, India, and Malaysia. And for Group Z, Korea, Indonesia, Hong Kong, and Kazakhstan. So here is the group. And they will start playing on the 15th of February 2022 here in Setia City Convention Centre. And for the men's, definitely very, very interesting for the Group A, where we will see defending champions Indonesia going up against India, Korea, and Hong Kong, while Group B will see Japan, Malaysia, Singapore, and Kazakhstan compete to be the top 2 in their group to qualify for the semi-final. So you can see these teams are ready. They know who they will compete against, and they will start their journey for the competition starting 15th February 2022 until 20th February 2022 here in Setia City Convention Centre. Right, so we would like to invite Coach Hendrawan, if possible, just to ask a few questions. Coach, first of all, how are you doing today?
Fine, after finish coaching.
Okay, speaking about coaching, now we've seen the draw. So Malaysia is grouped with Japan, especially for the men's part, Singapore and Kazakhstan. Will that help you change up or continue whatever it is, the training that you've been giving the boys so far?
Yeah, so far, condition player, everything is good. No player with injury. So we prepare. This is try our best because play in hometown in Malaysia. We will try the best.
Okay, and we've heard young players are coming up also. Joshua is playing as well.
We have Lim Chong King, Aidil Soleh. Then because this time we have a combination between senior player and junior. So this is interesting experience for junior player. Yeah.
Okay. And well, seeing the group, Singapore, of course, they have the world champion. Yeah. So how will that fare, and how would you treat that game if coming up against Loken Yu?
Yeah. Because now is every country have equal the strong first single. So we will try our best. Also the young player, some team also have combination with young players. This tournament I think is interesting between the young player, I think. Not the first single only, but the young player, the second single, the third single, I think more interesting.
Okay, and one more. Looking at the rankings for men's singles, without Denmark, China, even Kento Mota is not participating in what we know. Lee Zijia is going to be the highest men's singles ranking at number 7. So will that be pressure for him, or that will be a welcome motivation?
Yeah, I think it's important point for the team event, because always normally the first single, that's the key. I think Setia have experience to handle that pressure. This is quite interesting because if play with Singapore, with Loken Yu, maybe semi-final or the next day play against India, the Laksasiat, I think these 3 player will be the coming talent player or the top player in the few years later, I think.
Okay. And last question, of course, for the men's team, where do you see Malaysia going? Because last time it was in the finals, lost against Indonesia. What about this time? Playing, like you said, in our hometown, what will you say?
Yeah, because we have a combination also, the senior with junior. We will still fix with semi-final first, because like the Coach Wong Chun Han say before, is semi-final. So we try to think going to semi-final first. After that, of course, we will try the best to get the cup.
Okay, Coach, thank you very much. Thank you very much, and all the best. Good luck. Okay, and with that, thank you very much, Coach Hendrawan. And we hope Malaysia will do well, of course, here in their home country. But of course, be aware of all 8 teams participating and 7 teams in the women's category. So don't forget to watch Badminton Asia Team Championship 2022 here in Setia City Convention Centre starting 15th February 2022 until 20th February 2022. That is all for now. My name is Irfan Ali. Thank you very much for watching.